In this video, we're going to learn how to edit like Sutox-Originals. Now, as you guys can see, this whole UI iPhone style has been going extremely viral recently, and the demand for it has been going up day by day, and the market still doesn't have that much supply of this editing style, meaning that by the end of the video you're gonna learn how to implement this whole editing style and be able to do it for your own clients, which is now suggested. And by the way, this is part 2 from how to edit like Sutox-Originals. There is already a part 1. If you have missed on part 1, then no problem, you can continue from this video. However, I would still suggest you watch part 1 if possible. And if you're trying to get way more in depth into how to edit like this whole UI, Apple and Sutox-Original style, then there is no better place than my community, Editors League. This video itself is an exclusive video extracted from Editors League. However, in Editors League there is way more videos on how to do this whole UI style, going in depth into every step from this category, not only like the whole editing style. The first 10 people that join, I'll be giving them an extra free month for free. That means you pay for 1 month, but you get a 2-month access. But anyways, with that being said, let's dive into the video. Now, if you guys weren't in sync on part number 1, or you're not really interested in part number 1, it's all good. You can start from part number 2. But if you are interested in the whole style and you wanna learn the whole style, then I would suggest you watch part number 2, where we made this whole animation of the iMessages, and then it goes into this UI animation, as you guys can see. So in case you guys want a little preview, let's play it. All right, let's play it. Here you go, let's play it. Initially in this video, what we are going to do is we are going to continue from this animation that we just remade to this mobile phone part and all the way until over here. All right, so yeah, with that being said, I think we can get straight into it. So what I'm gonna be doing is pretty much I'll be extending this scene out, and by the way, the project file, assets, everything is in the description below from part 1 in case you want to continue, and any assets you need from part 2, then sure. But this video will be more focused towards doing the actual animations rather than finding all the assets one by one, because I already covered how we can find the assets. Most of the assets I already have from before, so in case I have any assets, I'll just be using from before. But if we want to find more, then I'll be finding with you guys. But initially, let's have a look. All right, this is where we want to continue from. So I'm gonna go to composition settings, and I'm just gonna extend it out to like 12 seconds. So what I'll do is I'll drop this off and then just do 12:00, which will make it 12 seconds, as you guys can see. And over here, I'm just gonna try to end it as where we wanted to end it. So over here, boom, this is where it will end. Klingen tone, cool. This is where it will end. So let's do trim composition to work area. So now we know that this should turn into a red color and it should like scale up. All right, so with that being said, let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. Now over at this point, the Apple Maps should still be showing. All right, and this artwork is gonna be this and this. These two should still be showing, and I'll just extend them out till the end. All right, so pretty much this is how it's gonna be, and then what's in the ending we'll just cut out because that doesn't matter anyways, right? But what I want to do actually is I want to have this towards the center, which is very, very important, and it's a key point that I missed yesterday. And why I want to have this towards the center is so I can zoom this in, all right, without positioning it. So initially what I'll do is I'll just open this, and this will help us identify where the center is with this plus sign. Exactly. So I'll just take it up over here. Boom, looks cool, looks cool. So let's see how it's gonna zoom up right now. See, perfect. That is very, very fucking smooth. And I'll just extend this out for a few more, just so there is momentum going on. And then over at this point, what I want to do, all right, is I want to fade this out, all right, or scale it down. So I'll just do a scale. Let's go like 20 frames ahead. And why I want to do this is just so like this is not interruptive. And then I'll just do a cut the second it goes below, and it will be this way, look. Or I'll make it like start from the beginning, just so it's not happening like ungradually. So have a look. No, but we didn't even get the chance to look at it because I did it that early. So almost like this, yeah. And then we want to now take this artwork, all right, as you guys can see, and pretty much scale it up. So do S on your keyboard, all right, on this object. Let's make it fit. around 20 frames ahead. So if I do 1, see, Control Shift right arrow, Control Shift right arrow again. This is exactly 20 frames ahead. And then over here, just want to do a scale. And the scale is going to be almost this much. And what I want to do is I want to take this Apple Maps, okay, do an opacity, go over here in the ending, and just fade this out. Lovely. And I want to set a black solid over at this part, just so the background is then black. So you can see now, it's pretty much happening in black. Boom. So I think the scale is going to be this way. Nah, that feels too slow, honestly. It might be the middle graph. Yeah, it is probably the middle graph. And now I want to go into this, and what I want to do over here is something that is important. So I want to cut this, all right, and change this into shape layer, create, and make it shape from vector, which is very, very important. So why I did this is initially so that I can control the stroke that is outside. So you guys can see we have this, right, and then we have a stroke on it, and the stroke initially can be controlled. All right, it's not that hard. So once the zoom happens, we want to go onto stroke width, just go to the end and just make the stroke width 0. And then I'll make the stroke width end with an ending graph like this. So this will be the graph, which will be this to the right. So look, so you guys saw, it almost feels like a bounce, but maybe we should have it in the middle graph, but not exactly synced up. So later, like here, so see, perfect. Yeah, you guys can see, this is pretty much how it should be. Perfect, amazing, amazing. I love it so far. I love it so far. So initially, now we can get rid of anything that we don't want. So at this point, this goes out already, so we don't need it. So boom, this comes up. What else do we not need here? The Apple Maps, once it zooms out, we don't need it. All right. Now I'll just take this above now, just so we have like a more organized space. All right, because now we're gonna work on a new scene, basically a whole new scene. So what I want to do initially is I want to just pre-compose all of this, so we don't have to like have those as anything that is interrupting at all. Okay, and this is what I like when I can just pre-compose everything. So let's make it scene 2 as well, whatever. So look, now this is our new scene. From here, the new shit starts. By the way, something that is important that I missed was switching the color of this to red. So I will have to do this on the inside. Pretty much just set a fill, or not a fill actually. Just go into this fill, alright, just search up fill over here. Okay, boom, color, come until the end and just make this shit red. And I'll just do a quick graph like this so it happens quickly. So see, perfect, no delay, nothing. And we want to make this motion blur as well. Everything should have motion blur. Over here as well, just switch this to red. Alright, cool, looks good, decent. Initially now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna place this, alright, go inside and cut this here. And I'll tell you guys why I'm doing this. It's pretty much these will be connected, and the reason why I'm doing this is just so that I can do stuff from the outside. So but one thing that happens is the color fill or whatever just gets misplaced. So I just want to paste that over here, alright, so it's synced. You can see like we cannot tell that it's not synced, or maybe we can because of a displacement or something. Yeah, we can. So that means that I will have to end this a bit earlier, all right, just so this displacement does not happen. Yeah, now it's cool. So what I'm doing is I'm connecting the layers on the outside and the inside, and I'll tell you why I'm doing all of this instead of just making it simple while I can do on the inside. It's not because of anything complex or anything like that, but initially what I want is I want the control to be able to adjust the new stuff from the outside, just so things from the inside are not interrupting anymore. So look, so this happens, right? Now I have no idea what the text says over here. So if we just have a look, see, it says Ich bin nicht auf mit Telefon, whatever the fuck it is. All I know is that it will just end over here. Okay, so I'll just have like a quick text, which I will say which I'll just make it say, let's go over here first and make this white. It's very important. Okay, I want to make this uncap, and I want to change this to fucking regular, and I'll just name it quick remake from R7's telephone, just for the sake of having the telephone thing, you know, it doesn't matter that much. And I'll make this align scale this shit down. Alright, scale it down even more, maybe scale it down even more. And now, once I have this scaled down, I will just do something, is I will make gaps between these texts. And initially why I'm saying this is because he did that. So what you want to do is you just want to write every word by word. So I will just duplicate this like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 duplicates, and then I'll just remove a word from each one of them. So quick, and then this one is only gonna have the remake thingy, remake, and then this one. So I'm just separating word by word. All right, and I'll tell you guys why, because we just want to make gaps and we cannot do that manually, or not that I think we can. We can maybe, but finish, it's too late, it's okay. I think, yeah, we could have done this manually, to be honest, but anyways, it is what it is. So now what I'll do is I'll take this telephone text, place it in the end, somewhere around over here. I'll take this quick text, place it around over here. So these two will be distributed to some extent. Now I'll just take the rest and just do distribute horizontally. So see what happens is we have these gaps. Okay, quick remakes from AR7 okay, wait, that's completely messed up. So it should be like this: quick remake from AR7's telephone. Cool. Now select all of this, and do distribute horizontally again. So this looks cool. I think some gaps are not too appropriate, but it's fine. So now what I'll do is we want to link all of this to the outline. So see what's gonna happen is we have this pop up, which is what I wanted initially this whole time. Okay, and I'll just do a motion blur on all of this stuff, and then just make a cut, place this below, have quick, and then cut quick here, and then show remake, and then over here cut remake, show from. So see how it's gonna pop. It's popping up 1 1 1. Okay, from, cut from, show AR7, cut AR7, and show telephone. So see what's gonna happen now. Yeah, cool. And maybe what we want to do is just add like a bit of a crossfade. Okay, and the reason for that being is just for like a bit of aesthetic. So opacity 1 2 3, just yeah, now make it 0. I'll just extend this out, place this in the middle. So see, it's just gonna like crossfade, right? And we're gonna do the opposite, just copy paste this and then do time reverse keyframe. So it's just like opposite way. Perfect. I'll do the same thing for all of them. So crossfade this shit, make it around this much crossfade, copy, paste, and then take this a frame behind. So I'm just crossfading all of this, boys. All right. So now you're gonna see everything is like crossfading, and then copy this, paste, boom, paste. Amazing. So see now, lovely. That's initially what we want. Now I want to do a certain effect. Okay, and for this effect, I'll just search up telephone icon, iPhone, or pretty much decline phone icon. All right, or we can do the old trick in the book. I can just do accept and decline called UI Figma iPhone. Let's see if this gives us any result. There we go. You can see this. Hopefully it will be for iPhone, maybe not, and I don't know why I see a random ass guy, but this definitely does not look like iPhone to me. So let's check this out. I just need the actual phone icon so I can put that yeah, here we have it. Perfect. So open in Figma and let's get that shit up running. So boom, come up over here. All we need is this little icon. Okay, this little icon, copy. I don't know if you can do PNG, so I'll just copy as SVJ, and then we open up Illustrator. Okay, if you guys remember from yesterday, you want Illustrator to paste SVJ files. And something that's weird about this is that it's actually a text file, which is a bit shocking. But yeah, so I don't know why I have this here, so I'm just gonna delete it. Now copy as SVJ, paste it, boom, here we have it. So go take this to our library. So I just want to go into iMessage components. It's not iMessage, I mean it is iPhone components, so yeah. Now we just wait for this to load up, open up After Effects, and it will be over here. You see? Perfect, this is what we need. Now I can just rasterize this layer and scale it up as much as I wish. Lovely. I love this, boys. Perfect. I can even convert this into a shape layer if there is any problem. So yeah, I'm just gonna convert it to a shape layer. Boom. So this is not how big it would be. It's almost this big, I think. Let me just remove this. Yeah, this looks like a good size to me. Maybe a bit smaller. Yeah, that looks cool. That looks cool. Now we just want to pop this. So what I'll do is I'll link this to our artwork so that if I move, that also moves. What I'll do is I'll connect a null to this, alright? And I'll tell you guys why. So I want to do a scale and just make it go down by like 5, okay? Very less. It will be the middle graph. So it's gonna go up and down. Over here, I'll bring up the phone, alright? So I'll do a cut. I'll make this like a keyframe for rotation and scale, both of those. And opacity as well. So initially opacity will just be like 5 frames, okay, from 0 to 100. You guys can see. And I'll just set like a sharp graph to these startings like this. I'll just do this for opacity so it pops up immediately. For the scale or for the rotation, I'll make it come up pretty much, you know how, like this, okay, and make it like scale almost this big. So go 5 frames, 1 2 3 4 5. Bring this on copy and make it smaller than it would be and rotate it like this. See what's happening? It's basically gonna pop and go back. Okay, and pretty much now I'll extend this out a little bit and I'll do the middle graph. So see how it's coming up? This is exactly what we want. I'll extend this out a little bit. Perfect. And then over here I'll add another null layer. Okay, and this null layer will do the same bounce. So we add scale and then we add another scale, and then at this point we make this go like 80 and boom, just do this. So let's have a look. See, except it should be a bit slower because it feels too fast. So let's have a look. Lovely. So see what's happening now. It's coming up, slowly going down, and then another bounce. But this is too much, so let's make this like 110. Boom, bro. I love this, honestly. Lovely. That was easy. I mean, it wasn't all that hard. It wasn't hard at all. Now comes a bit of the challenging part with like more backgrounds and whatever. But let's see what we have so far, boys. Let's see what we have so far. So let's have a look. And I'll increase the audio a bit for you guys. Perfect. Lovely. I love this. So let's make everything motion blur now. So now we need the call swipe. Let's see if we have it here. I believe not. So call swipe UI Figma iPhone. Let's see if we can find this, just so we don't have to like make anything, you know. So we do have this slide to power off. That's one thing, but if we can find something that's better. So we have slide to power off, which is I guess what we'll have to use today. I just need the icon, you know, because I'm a big fan of having like the exact shape layers and everything, which is why like I don't like it when the exact shape layers are not displayed. I mean, for the other things it's fine if we can like sort it out, but we just need the exact shape layers, you know. So I can select this, copy as SVJ and paste it on here, but it looks like it did not paste it. I don't know why it's pasting something else. Weird. Yeah, here we go. So we have this, and we just want to get rid of some things. I want to get rid of this. I want to get rid of the power button, and I want to get rid of the text. But it looks like we cannot get rid of the text. So it does the job. I'll tell you why. So just add this to library. Okay. And then import it into After Effects. And initially, all I needed was the shape layer as the source of measure. Nothing more. So I'll make this like this big. Almost. Cool. Now we go into this. Alright. Rounded rectangle tool. Boom. Just add a fill. And see what I'm gonna do. Alright, I'm gonna set scales. So over here a scale, over here a scale, and these are just set of measures, okay? This is why I even brought this in the first place, is I just want this as a source of measure. Now my shape layer is gonna start from here and it's gonna end here, okay? And then I'm just gonna go on the inside and literally just increase roundness. And now see, it's the exact fucking shape layer. Cool. Now I have way more freedom and I don't have this slide to power off shit, and I can do whatever I want with this. Initially, I think it's just gonna be white and it's gonna be decreased opacity. I'm just gonna delete what's on the back. So this is how it's gonna go. And then just place this in the back. Cool. Now here, this is gonna pop up, alright? And we wanna do an animation. The next animation we want to do is this. See what he's doing? This is initially what we only want to do, is this sort of animation, bring this up. Okay, so pretty simple, guys, pretty simple. Like, it's not that hard. All right, just follow what I do, learn what I do, analyze what I do, and you'll do it. So we have the null control, if you guys remember. Now we don't need to control it with the nulls anymore. We can just control with the actual layer which we have. So this layer, whatever I do with it will happen. So if I move it, everything else moves and whatsoever, you know. So telephone, it will just pop out over here. Boom. We don't need the telephone anymore. Okay. We go into position and rotation. Okay, so you can see if I, sorry, it's the wrong layer. So position and rotation, this two. So go around the ending over here, like 10 frames. Okay, 10 frames to be exact. And let's make it over here, for example. And then the rotation is gonna be like this. And I have a certain effect, which I'm gonna, an expression which I'm gonna paste for you guys. So it's gonna be called elastic, and I'm gonna paste it. So see what happens now, right? It bounces off alone. We just need to make this a lot faster this way. So yeah, cool. So this exact way. Lovely. You guys can see. And I just might want to decrease the amplitude to 30. Alright, so let's have a look at it again. Lovely. Cool. And then while this movement is happening, we want to bring up this shape layer and pretty much just to alter the size. Go into size over here. Okay. The final size, what I'm thinking, this might be too long. So the final size might be something like this. That means the position for this is going to end somewhere earlier. And then it's gonna obviously start from like this. So look, perfect, lovely. This should end like over here though. So have a look at it, guys. Yeah, perfect, lovely, nice. The only thing is this is happening suddenly, like this whole thing. What I want to do over here is I just want to introduce some texts. All right. So the first text is gonna be saying like this, something like this. I don't know, it doesn't matter. So it could be this or original. I'm just adding random text, like really, for the sake of the subtitles or whatever. So in this way, and pretty much just pop up over here of, make it say Sutox-Originals by AR7. So see, this comes up, and then this certain text will come up. And what I'll do with this text, right, is I'll do the exact same thing that he did pretty much. But before I do that, we want to change this, by the way. We want to start altering this up. So over here, what will happen is I'll add a fill mid movement. It was already white. So the fill will go from white to like, let's say 10 frames later, it will become green. Okay. And the background, which is this red, it's going to go from being red to then becoming white. So this way, that means we are going onto the decline state or accept state, whatever. See what's happening? But accept this needs to be mid movement, so it needs to be much faster, like this. Perfect. And then this one will also scale up. So S and boom, make it bigger. Not that much, but yeah, pretty bigger. No, that's too big, bro. That's fucking hanging. Yeah, that's a decent size. This is a decent size. And now what I want to do is let's bring up this text from the back. So I will pretty much just duplicate all of this and I'll name it text. And you know what I'll do, boys, is we have this shape layer. I will link it to the shape layer just like that. Okay. And what I want to do is I want to do a position that comes up until over here and it comes from the left in this way. Cool. Just like this, or maybe just immediate as well. Perfect. Just like this. And then what I want to do is something pretty simple. Is I want to take this position, just make it like a little mask. All right, and I'll tell you guys why I'm making this mask. Position, place it on over here. So this will just be a reveal, and then I'll do a track matte, and then I'll invert it. So see what's happening? It will pop up like from the back. You understand? That's what I wanted to do initially. So it's just gonna pop up from the back in this way, and once it pops up, like, yeah, I can just delete it. At this point, we don't need it anymore. So see how it is now? Maybe I can make this faster. Now what I'll do is I'll go on the inside and do something as well. Is I will add a black shape layer or a black solid or a black mask, whatever it is, doesn't matter too much. So let's say a black rectangle tool, just make this black, and I will do a shape layer, and on this shape layer I'll add fast box blur. Okay, so just increase this a bit, yeah, something like this, and then rotate it, and pretty much just play around with it now like this. And then what I'll do is I'll track matte all of this stuff, and I'll just invert all of them to see what's happening. This will play in the middle. Now over here I'll just paste this, copy another keyframe, and do the same movement again. So bring this on like in this way. So the same thing will happen again. Nice. Now let's have a look at it from the outside and see how it looks. Perfect. It's not the exact same, but it's not that bad either. Alright, just because I want to make stuff simple on you guys. Add motion blur here everywhere. Alright, so now we have this text whatever animation that's going on. Now we want to move this shape layer. Just do position and rotation. It's gonna be very light, so this is gonna go a little below. And what I want to do is we have to obviously link this stuff onto where it's needed, which is gonna be here. So now you see when I move this, it will move. So I want to take this a little down. I want to do a bit of a bounce, so like this, and take it back at the bounce, and then just select all of this and paste the same script. But this is too slow, should be a lot faster. One thing is though, the position does not need an expression, so I'll just get rid of that and I'll add a graph. Okay, a little graph, just something that is slow. And then I'll make the amplitude on this higher just so it's more significant. And then what I'll do is I'll take this shape layer that we have over here, and I'll do literally another position expression on it. So let's go 1 2 3 4 5, boom, take this shit down, and then 1 2 3 4 5, take this shit up. So see how it's going now? Lovely. Nice. Cool. So let's have a look at what we have so far. Okay. This one is a bit harsh, to be honest. We might need to make this softer. Cool. Nice. And then over here I just want to bring up the alarm icon and the iMessage icon. That's gonna be like the last part. So iMessage icon and alarm icon, iPhone. So for this, I mean, honestly, I might need to make a phone call because I have no idea like how can we find it, except if we remake this whole thing. But I don't think we need to, right? So I just found this shit real quick, as you guys can see over here. Pretty much we just need these two. So let me go over here, ellipse tool. I'll just cut this out. Alright, and then mask, do another mask and just paste this here. So we need this too, that's all. And it will just go over here. Alright, and what I'll do is I'll just do linear color key, pretty much remove the background. Now we have this thing. So see, instead of recreating it, I just like utilize an image. So especially in UI, you want to utilize too much. You never want to make shit from scratch because it takes effort, alright, to like make this text and whatever. If you want to, then sure, but over here the text animation whatever is very simple, so we don't need to. So again, what I'll do is I'll just link this to our little shape layer. So see what's gonna happen now. I'm just gonna duplicate this 4 times. Okay, this first duplicate will be our clock. In the clock we need 2 things. Let me duplicate the clock. The first part will just be me needing this. Alright, so inaccurate mask, but doesn't matter, to be completely honest. And this. Alright, so these 2. And then in the second one, or in the iMessage, I'll duplicate it. The first one I'll just need this. Alright, and in the second one I'll just need the message part. Looks good. And then I will do something else as well. So I'll create a little solid out over here. By the way, he has a certain background which makes it very aesthetic looking. So for that background, let's create that first before we get into animation. So this solid, what I will do is I will just make a 4 color gradient, as you guys can see. Okay, set this color, set this color, set this color, make this black. Oh, sorry, make the green black. So now we have like a similar look as to what we wanted. And then you just go over every point, all right? And you want to add a wiggle. So I'll add a wiggle and make it like 2 by fucking 50. So you can see now it will move a lot. Look at the point. But it's still not enough actually. We needed to move way more. Maybe 500. Yeah, so you can see how it's moving. Now we want to do the exact same expression on all of them. So copy expression and paste. And then you want to go into blend and just increase this blend so that the darkness and everything is not like too visible. I'll just move this a bit over here. So now you can see how this is moving. I'll make this black around in the middle. Like the gradient doesn't need to be the exact same. This is just like me showing you a certain concept. Now I'll just do a opacity and decrease it by like the end for it to be this much by the end. So look at what's happening. The opacity will go from 0 to 100 over here. So, and I'll make this bounce as well. So that's the funny type of thing. You can make literally opacity bounce. See, cool, lovely. And I'm gonna add a bit of deep glow on this, a bit. Make it 0.5. One thing though, I do want to keep the opacity a bit down so it's not too high. Now I think I have to fix the expression a little bit because I feel like the frequency is too much. So let's go back here, boom, and let's change the frequency to maybe 0.5 and just copy this expression and paste it on all of them again. So now you can see it's much slower. Yeah, it's cool, it's better like, but it did not paste the expression, which is something that I noticed. So again, let's do it again. Copy expression only, paste, paste, and paste. That's why it still felt fast. Yeah, that's a lot better. You can see it's much slower now. Yeah, much better now. Perfect. Now for the last part, guys, finally we have come to an end. For the last part, just make a circle and circle it around like this. Take it below just so we can check its position. And what I'll do is I'll take the clock, just move it a bit higher. So this is where our clock is placed, and boom, take this both up. So the same thing I want to do for this, and we want to make sure that the clock and the iMessage are aligned exactly, but they aren't now. So let's just do it manually with a scale. Boom, this looks cool. This looks good as well. And take this shape layer, place it in the middle, duplicate, take both of this, make it a bit bigger, and then just decrease the opacity. And then what I will do is I just want to rename this stuff, right? So I don't get lost in the process. So message text, remind me clock. And I will take this and link it to the message. I will take this and link it to the clock. And now we just want to make a little animation. Very simple. So take the clock and take the remind me and take all of this, position and opacity, go 20 frames ahead, keyframe all of this stuff shit again, bring it from up and do opacity from 0. All right, just copy the opacity and paste it up over here as well. Do this, F9. Perfect. Now the clock and remind me will come sequentially, so the clock comes first and then the remind me text comes, and then 5 frames ahead, 1 2 3 4 5, and then these two will come. First thing the message will come, and then the message me text will come. So perfect, as you guys can see. However, these are a bit slow to be honest, so we gotta make it faster, and that's all. Now we just gotta bring it earlier. Perfect, lovely. So see, amazing, amazing. Now I think we're good, so let's have a final look at everything now. But that was pretty much it, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.